Hello and welcome to Pokésports, a competitive Pokemon podcast. I'm Mike and I play with one Pokemon on the field.
I'm Kevin and we were all wrong, everybody.
We were all wrong. We were all
Every
wrong.
last one of us. And we asked you all, and you were all wrong. Not a single person got this right.
So listen, you're just as much to blame as we are, so don't come to us and say, hey, what happened? You thought Unova, you thought Johto. Turns out it's Kalos. They could still open up the gates and be like, hey, it's let's go time.
Yeah, I mean, they have time.
Yeah.
Gen 10, how deep are we into Gen 9?
Deep enough.
When
I think we're done.
This game come out 23 or 22?
22.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we only have like a year left. That's how the cycle works.
I don't actually know if it was 22. Now I'm curious.
Now I have doubts.
Violet release date. 22, November 22.
Yeah, we got next year.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh, wow.
Generations go quickly.
Yeah. It just got here.
Isn't that crazy? Like we're out here talking about millennials and Gen Z and boomers and stuff. But let's talk about Pokemon generations real quick.
Yeah.
Do you think like Gen 4ers are like hating on Gen 6? Because they're saying words like lit and fam. And do you think the Gen 6 is mad at Gen 8 for their adoption of skibbity toilet?
I don't even know what that is.
No?
No.
Well, there's a good portion of people who are just like, oh, Kevin, you
honestly, oh no, I do know what that is. You showed me that
summer child. Yeah, I showed you. Now I'm sad for myself.
Yeah, I think you were the one that showed me that. Mike, I fully believe that you're more entwined in the Gen Z society than I am.
I mean,
100%.
I would agree with that.
It's a society.
Because you put your head down and work, and I am online. Period.
I just don't leave this room. That's my problem.
Because you stand there and you talk to your little Pokemans all day. Yeah, you sit in your little castle making your little videos, and I just sit here in this box that you have locked me in. And
I did it
day in, day out. The only time I get a little bit of respite is when the video is rendering and I can pull up TikTok.
I give them the good old bop.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Which is like my new catchphrase, I guess.
I guess it is. I guess it is.
I wonder how much my mic peaks when I do that, but I'm going to let you figure that out later.
Oh, I figured it out a long time ago.
I try to at least do this and like not talk into it.
Is that why you do it? You move away from the mic to breathe? What's his name style?
If you ever notice when I yell, I give him one of the and never into the mic, you know?
There's sometimes when you do. There's sometimes when you go to the mic and you scream because you're mad. And it's very funny to see that happen.
It makes it really easy for you to find clips, by the way.
It does. It does.
You just see where it peaks. Just look at the WAV file. You'll find it.
The two things that I look for first before watching through the entire thing, which I inevitably do, is I look for big peaks in WAV files and big like stretches of silence. Because either you are sitting there thinking or you are that. Yeah, you are shocked. You are absolutely, your flabber is gasted.
All the way. My bolter is geisted.
My bolter is geisted.
We should probably give context to what we're talking about at the beginning of this.
Yeah,
Pokemon Legends Zarcius is coming out, folks.
Yeah, Pokemon Legends Zarcius. They're bringing in Megaz.
Megaz. Oh.
Megaz. They did it.
That was clever.
Pokemon Day happened, and there was a lot of stuff that dropped, and you know, we kind of called a lot of it. You know, lots of talk about Pokemon Pokemon Cafe Remix, a lot of talk about Pokemon Sleep, a lot of talk about Pokemon Go. But
play our gacha games.
Yeah.
All of them.
But the big thing, two big things really for the video game, is that now you can go and get a Venusaur, Blastoise, and Charizard
the mightiest mark.
With the mightiest mark. And for a lot of people, that is a very important thing to them.
Oh yeah,
and I respect it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, send out your mighty Venusaurs. Like it's really cool.
What I will say, when you're playing like on the battle stadium and someone gives me a rental code with like somebody's Glamora. What's the
Gita?
champion's name? Gita's Glamora or something. That's cool. I do like that a lot. And I think what would be cool for them to do is like whoever wins Worlds, and when they do the distribution of that person's Pokemon, just have like Joe UX9's Blastoise or whatever the heck he's gonna run. Probably not Blastoise, but you know,
yeah,
that'd be cool.
Not specific to Joe UX9 when I say this, but it's tough for the Pokemon Company to give out specific people's Pokemon because you don't know how those specific people are going to turn out in life. And it's like, yeah, you know.
What are we trying to say about Joe here?
Listen, that is why I prefaced this. Because, like, imagine if you went and got Barack Obama's Metacham.
Oh, okay.
And you got that in like 2000. Okay. And then later on in your life, he becomes the president of the United States. What if Joe UX9 becomes the president of the United States?
Then listen, those Blastoise stonks just went way up.
Yeah.
You now have the president's
an economy.
Blastoise.
You
can sell that on eBay.
You can. And you should. And you know what? That is your right, and that is your prerogative. You should. I think I've talked myself completely into the other direction now, where I'm like, this is great.
Yeah,
you should
I
name all
these.
of your Pokemon. Yeah. What?
So Pokemon Day, how'd you feel about it? It was kind of short, though.
It was kind of short, but I think it gave the people what they wanted. I am of the mind, and I'm sure a lot of people are as well, where like I am aged out of so much of Pokemon. The only thing that I am not aged out of is the thing that requires all the math to be good at. That being the video game. So like Cafe Remix, I respect it. I don't really like to play it that much. It's not that great for me. You know, Pokemon Go is fun when I can get really into it, but I can't really get really into it because I am an adult and I have a lot of adult things to do.
It requires a lot of time. That game requires a lot of time.
Yes. Pokemon Unite, I think, is really good. And I think that I will be going back to it very soon. In fact, I did pick it up earlier this week, just before Pokemon Day.
Miraidon's actually really good in that game, is from my experience, not playing it, but having it on my team. It's akin to Victor in like League of Legends if you're trying to compare it to somebody.
Oh,
Just
sure.
Sets the electric field on the field, has a laser that hits you. It's kind of cool.
I like that. I like that they are consistently releasing new Pokemon. And I also really like that I believe we're getting a draft pick.
Yes, there's going to be a ban phase and a draft pick phase.
When that happens, it's over. I am just playing Pokemon Unite.
Well, yeah, because that's great. I mean, the from what I've seen in like leaks specifically, is that it looks like each team votes on one Pokemon to ban, which is fine. A lot of people are saying, why not 3? Not everything has to be League of Legends, everybody. Let's just take a step back. I don't think there are that many broken Pokemon in Unite for us to really need 3 bans. So everyone votes for 1, and whoever has the most votes gets that ban, whatever. But this also implies a lane selection before team preview, which is the important thing. You're not fighting with anyone. You could just say, I want to be jungle, I want to be bot, let me go. That's it.
I think the thing that people often forget about when it comes to pick ban phases is that it gives you the chance to like really mentally sink in with what your team is going to be. If you just go and pick your Pokemon in that pick phase, you're too busy picking your own stuff and like figuring out like, is this what's going to work with my team? Is this what's going to work with my team? With a pick ban phase, you see what the first person's picking, you see what the second person's picking, then you pick maybe, then fourth, then fifth. That whole time you're sitting there like marinating in yours and their choices.
It also gives you time to change your emblems and your items too.
Yeah.
Like there's so many games where I'm like trying to scuffle and hurry up and try to get my items done on time. And then the timer's ticking down. I can hear it in my ears. Yeah. And then the game lags and I'm not able to change my items. I start the game with 2 items, missing 1, or I have like attack runes on a special attacker or something weird happens.
Yeah. So all that to say, when Pokemon Unite drops that pick ban phase, we're in. Mm-hmm. We are in. The gameplay itself has always been fine. Like we had a problem with the Mewtwo thing that one time, but also I think the little bit of separation between the games would actually help that. If the games were that broken to play, first ban Mewtwo, and then just go take your time with the next game. Don't just hop into the next one. It's rough and makes you sad.
The as bad as the Mewtwo thing was, it created an interesting dynamic, and it actually changed the way the game is played, because now we have an EX pick. Each team is only allowed 1 EX. Not just that, they nerfed Mewtwo to the ground. So
they did that too. Yeah, they sure did.
But now we have Miraidon joining the EX class. So, it's cool.
All right. So Miraidon, that's one. We've also got Phalanx coming in April.
Coming too.
And then Ceruledge and Ceruledge and Charcadet is coming soon. I'm so curious if they're just doing Charcadet into Ceruledge, or if they're also going to go Charcadet into Armarouge.
Armarouge. Good question. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, they only did Miraidon, so they still haven't done Archaludon. I'm surprised they haven't done that part yet.
They might figure that out later. Yeah.
Yeah, but not for the next 3 Pokemon at least.
Mm-hmm. Now, what's this about the sound library? I know this isn't. We're gonna get into competitive. That's just my cat. That's my catchphrase. Yours is bye bye, and mine is we're gonna talk about competitive today.
I promise.
Yeah. Pokemon companies add to their Pokemon sound library, allows you to listen to all songs from Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire and Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green for the first time, alongside Pokemon Red and Blue and Diamond and Pearl. You also have the ability to download the music, as it's not used for profit. When you're practicing, which I know rarely happens because you record so much, if you were to practice games on Ladder or on Showdown, do you listen to music while you do that?
No, I listen to podcasts.
Really?
Yeah. I like true crime podcasts. I like finance podcasts. I don't listen to Pokemon podcasts.
While you're playing Pokemon, you don't get in the Pokemon mood?
Nah. My mind goes somewhere else, which is probably not a great way to practice, but it's probably why I don't win regionals.
You got to be listening to Pokésports, a competitive Pokemon podcast, while you go and play on Showdown. No, I'm not that. I'm not the same way at all. I exclusively listen to a lot of hard rock while I play Showdown. I don't listen to a lot of hard rock outside of that, but I will toss on System of a Down and play Showdown for half an hour.
Aerial lace in the sky.
Aerial lace.
We love System of a Down here.
Yeah, we do. People who have hung out with us and been in the same car as us, they know that we're big fans of System.
Mike, hold up your Gatorade.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, zero sugar. Sips. Gulps.
Oh, that's it. That's it. With a Danny and Lisa. All right. Pokemon Horizons has a thing that's fun. There's no.
It's going to Netflix, so I actually might watch it.
Oh, fun!
Because the only way to watch it before was through some illegal third-party website, but now it's going to be on Netflix, and I could feel less guilty about watching it.
Yes. To quickly circle back to the Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise, I know I didn't give dates. February 28th to March 5th is going to be 7-star Venusaur raid. March 6th to March 12th is going to be 7-star Blastoise raid, and March 13th to March 17th is going to be the 7-star Charizard Chorizo raid.
Chorizo?
They're just redoing that Dragon Terra Charizard raid.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's fine.
Go for it.
Yeah,
I want to...
Gives you another chance.
I want to talk about Pokemon trading card game Pocket.
I am actually excited for this.
Yeah.
This feels like the next gacha game that's going to get my attention for a month and a half.
I don't know enough information on it. It looks like, so what Cerebi calls it It says this game has you open a variety of packs to create a collection of Pokemon cards and gives you the ability to trade with your friends and even played simplified battles with them. So that's what I thought when I first saw this, because what you get with Trading Card Game Pocket, you get to open up 2 packs a day. You get to collect virtual packs on your phone. You get to trade those with other people so that you can expand your collection, and then you can play simple battles. You can play quick battles with people.
That's good because the actual long battle would take too long.
Well, and you can already do that in Pokemon Trading Card Game Live, which they just made like less than 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing that I said, and the first thing that a couple of other people who were watching it said, was like, okay, but you remade this app? Like, we could kind of do this in Live already, but this one's like much more focused on the collecting and trading aspect of the card game, which honestly is way more widespread than the actual game itself.
I just wonder if having these cards in game is going to mean anything. I know you can trade them, which implies that in theory you can sell them, but is there going to be anything else that we can do with these cards? You know, can we move them on to maybe Live? Do you think?
Right. Like, that's the question is there going to be any kind of integration with actual Live where you can go and move those cards over, put them in your actual decks that you play online?
Because as it stands right now, this is feeling very NFT, and we all know how that went. So,
sure. Sure.
That's my only caution, but we'll see how it goes. I'm just going to be excited to like tear open packs and get shiny colors, so I don't mind.
Yeah, it's going to be my daily dopamine hit alongside Wordle and all that stuff. Yeah.
Squirtle. Yeah.
Squirtle. Yeah. I don't play a lot of Squirtle.
I don't play Squirtle either. It's too hard, but I do play Pokédoku.
Do you play Pokédoku like actually every day?
Only when I remember it.
No, okay. How often a week do you remember it?
When I scroll on Twitter, I see someone else completed it. I'm like, oh yeah.
Okay, fair.
Let me go.
Good for you. I only remember on the podcast when you tell me to play it. And we're not going to play it today.
No, we actually have news today. Yeah.
Yes. Like, the actual thing that we want to be talking about right now is Pokemon Legends ZA.
First off, again, I said this before. Kudos. We were all fooled. We never thought Generation 6 remakes were coming before Generation 5 remakes, but hey, here we are.
This isn't a remake. It's not a remake.
It's not a remake. Yeah. It's a reimagining. It's literally the Z that we should have gotten 13 years ago.
It's the Z that we thought we were going to get, way back then. It's the Giratina. It's the platinum version that we never got.
Yeah, pretty much. Because that was the first time ever that we never had a third game in a cycle, right? I think so.
Kind of. Like, after Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, it was Black, White, and then Black 2, White 2. That was a little different. But then in X and Y, they just like, no.
Didn't. Yeah.
No, actually, we're just going to give you Oras.
And then afterwards, we just got DLC every single time. Oh, no, wait. No, then we got Ultra Moon and Ultra
that
Sun.
had no DLC.
That just had a second game.
Sword and Shield was when the DLC started.
I don't know what happened with X and Y. But here we are. We got Z. And honestly, you know me, I love the Legends games. Yeah. Garbage battling aside, I think that I had probably one of the most fun single player experiences that I've ever had with Pokemon while playing Legends Arceus.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I still maintain that Legends Arceus was the most fun week and a half that I've had on the Switch.
What are your thoughts on only being in Lumio City?
I am not a fan of that.
Okay.
But
you think it's going to be limiting?
I think they're going to like really shrink down your perspective.
Yeah. They're probably going to just make that giant. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you know, Final Fantasy VII spends a lot of time in one city. Yeah.
Like, Cyberpunk, also same concept. GTA, same concept.
Like, is that not the entirety of Final Fantasy VII Remake?
Pretty much, you're all in one city.
Yeah.
Different parts of a city, but you're in one city. Yeah.
Sure. So like, are we going to different parts of Lumio City, or are they like redeveloping? Yeah. If they're calling it like the redevelopment project, they're probably going to be expanding and making it as big as they can handle on Switch consoles, which they did say. because everyone's on
Okay.
high alert for a new Switch game or a new Switch console.
If they're calling this the redevelopment project, this also probably implies that you unlock different portions of Lumio City throughout your adventure
Sure.
because you are redeveloping it, which also implies that it broke down. Something blew it up. Are you rebuilding it from scratch?
Oh, that's fun. Okay, so this is like the mega cannon or whatever blew up Lumio City, either way in the past or way in the future. Oops, it came back. And now they're building it back up.
Yeah. That's cool.
Or we could be entirely wrong and it could just be New York where it's scaffolding everywhere and always.
Because it's going to be interesting that, because like you think of a city, right?
Yeah.
You think of like a just regular Lumio City in Pokemon. Every Pokemon in that city has a trainer. There's not really wild Pokemon just kind of chilling about. That's what, the outside of the city is for. Kind of like real life. I guess there's squirrels and stuff, but you know what I mean. So this probably means, at least in my brain, in order to catch, if the whole game is taking place in Lumio City, in order to catch wild Pokemon in Lumio City, parts of it probably are going to be wild and you got to build it back up.
Sure. Yeah. Now, something that I had to do recently was refamiliarize myself with the actual layout of Lumio City.
It's a big circle.
It's just a big circle. Yeah.
Different avenues.
There were several routes that it connected to. You could go to Route 4, 5, 13, 14, and 16 from like the star points of it. And then had a Pokemon Center in the middle. It wasn't like a huge mega city by any means.
Well, I mean, Pallet Town in the anime wasn't 4 buildings. It was an actual city. So I guess they can like actually develop it a lot more, right?
Sure.
They have to. There's no way you can take the 3DS Lumio City and just plop it into ZA and call it a day.
Oh, right. No, like I fully believe they're going to change it, but I'm like, what are they going to do? Like, are we going to be investigating buildings maybe?
This is
that kind of
quote,
thing?
The most ambitious product that Game Freak has created.
You're kidding.
According to Game Freak themselves. Now, typically when you hear the word ambitious, you think of this might be a good thing. But it's Game Freak, so it scares me a little bit. The most ambitious. They didn't say the best. It's like the most ambitious, you say?
I don't know. I'm open-minded to it. Like I want to see them. Yeah, I want to see them succeed. I want to see them make something really great. I'm glad that they're doing the whole less is more approach right now because
thank God they're not showing us anything, so no one can say anything bad about it yet.
Right.
Let us be all disappointed when the game comes out.
The only thing that they did show was the mega symbol, and that was all the people really needed to see.
I'm glad that they're not killing these things off. Fine. Okay. Nice. Cool. Megas exist in the X and Y world. And I guess there is like a theory that there are different timelines and there's a mega timeline versus a not mega timeline. But I like the fact they're not throwing these things in the garbage. I always thought that, hey, they made megas. After they finished with megas, they sent them to go and they let them die. Like,
right.
It's nice that these Pokemon still exist in some shape or form. We don't have to forget about them.
I think it's when you go and make a new Pokemon design, like you can't abandon it.
No.
When you've made Pinsir something that people remember. You've made Beedrill something that people remember. You've made Pidgeot something that people remember because of their updated designs. You can't just drop them, leave them alone, run away from them, and maybe make a Gigantamax. But
it's not the same.
I hesitate because, like, in that same vein, I think that they're going to forget about Gigantamax, and that's okay.
For another 10 years before when we start getting Gen 9 remakes,
That's
or
fair.
Gen 8 remakes. You never know.
Gen 9 Anniversary Edition. No, someday they're going to make an Everyone Is Here and just put all of the gimmicks in and just be like, you can only use one gimmick.
Luck. I would much rather have Megas back than like stupid Z moves. Like I don't care about those things. Megas are a lot more iconic, They're a staple.
Sure. Yeah.
I think it's actually a decent gimmick.
To this day, I get shorts of like Xerneas using Twinkle Tackle or whatever. And like it's just this big majestic deer just going
Doink, doink,
doink,
doink.
doink.
Bye-bye.
Do you think that would work as a competitive format? I'm sure it does. It does exist actually on Pokemon
What?
Showdown.
Megas with
all
Terra
gimmicks.
types?
All gimmicks.
Oh, anything goes is what that's called.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm afraid of touching that one. I don't play it.
I want to do it. 1 week I'm going to do it, and I'm going to report in.
Report in. This is what I found.
Yeah. This
It's
is what
kinda
happened
dumb.
in my week. In my week of playing Anything Goes. Started by looking up the current meta, and oh boy, it is crazy.
But you know what? Now that I'm looking back at it,
Yeah.
the Scarlet and Violet really did throw a lot of hints at us here.
Oh.
For like a Gen 6 thing. The biggest one being that the only restricted Pokemon they didn't let into the game were Zygarde, Yveltal, and Xerneas.
Oh.
That was the only 3 restricteds they didn't let in, and none of us made that connection. We all just thought, oh, maybe they just think that it's not very good with Terra types, or that it's a little overpowered to have Dark Aura plus a Dark type plus a Dark Terra on top of it.
Which I think is also true.
That is also true, yes.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they didn't care about Water Terra, Water Spout on Kyogre, you know?
Kyogre.
They don't care about that one. It's the same exact boost.
They're letting it happen. Oh, I can't wait for that to happen. I can't wait
Not
for
to
the
mention
world first Kyogre Water Spout Terra Water Amulet,
doink,
whatever that is.
Water doink.
Water doink.
And the thing is, another cool, interesting thing is how similar Roaring Moon is to like Mega Salamence. How similar like Paradox Pokemon are to Megas. Period. They were telling us, and we didn't see it, guys. That's so sad.
That's very fair. We were like, oh yeah, look at how similar that is to the Mega. But
they're never coming back.
They just wanted to remind us of it and let it go. I just looked up that picture you had sent me earlier of all of the all of the Mega Pokemon. Mm-hmm. And I saw.
You probably forgot half of these.
Eyes immediately went to Mega Salamence, and I was like, oh, wait a second, that's Roaring Moon. It's not Roaring Moon. HR would like you to spot the differences between these two pictures. They're the same.
So I sent you this photo of all the Mega Pokemon for a couple of reasons. One, I think a lot of these are probably coming back, so we should get refamiliarized with them.
Right.
And 2, this implies that looking at some of these Pokemon, you see there's Mewtwo X and Mewtwo Y.
Yes.
You see there's Charizard X and Charizard Y.
Right.
Maybe they make a Charizard Z, Mewtwo Z.
Oh.
That'd be cool. That'd be a cool thing they could do. They love Charizard. They love Mewtwo. Let's make Z-Mons.
Okay, hold on. That's wild. I like that a lot. Mm-hmm. If we have Charizard Z, if we have Mewtwo Z, we can even have Gallade / Gardevoir Z, because they made that whole Iron Valiant thing. You know,
split them up that way.
Yeah, maybe now it becomes that. I don't know.
The other cool thing with this list is that we have 6 sets of starters.
Yes,
that have Mega forms. There is no way that the current starters of Pokemon ZA are gonna not have Mega forms. They're gonna have Mega forms. That's just a law. They did it with Charizard, Venusaur, Blastoise. They did it with Sceptile, Blaziken, Swampert. So we can look at those 3. Those aren't going to be the starters. At least we could say those 6 are not going to be the starters.
So, but saying what we just said, I do think that Charmander has a chance. Charmander has a chance to be one of the
starters. Be the Z form.
Yeah,
and then that's the only way to get it. Maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, I would love to see any number of other starters as well. I would love to actually see one of the Paldean starters just be there
again.
Yeah,
I don't know if that'll be too soon, but I wouldn't mind that either. That'd be kind of cool.
Let's see like Sprigatito with a Meowscarada with a Mega Meowscarada. That's
Mega Meowscarada. That's cool.
Let's go. But yeah, just looking again at all these megas, like there is, I know I had mentioned some earlier, but like I'm sure a lot of people had forgotten that there was a Mega Alakazam and a Mega Slowbro and
Audino.
Mega
Audino.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mega Camerupt was legit with Sheer Force Life Orb, and honestly, I'm excited to try that in Trick Room again. That's a fun one.
Well,
Medicham is actually like Barokin.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I guess here's the big elephant in the room here is ZA going to be competitive at all?
Even if it's not going to be competitive,
yeah,
I'm assuming it's going to be cross compatible with whatever Generation 10 is, the same way that Legends Arceus gave us Hisuian Pokemon.
I see.
You know, it in of itself, it will not, most likely will not be competitive,
right? Especially
if they're maintaining the exact same battle structure, to be determined.
Mm-hmm.
But it implies that these Pokemon will exist later.
Interesting. Okay. So I see what you're saying here is like, because Legends Arceus was inevitable that they were going to send it to whatever came next. In this case was Scarlet and Violet. Legends ZA is going to involve Megas because they've already basically, that was the only thing that they really told us. But that also means that whatever the next generation is will also involve Megas.
I mean, honestly, what else do they do with in terms of gimmicks, right? Maybe it's just time to revisit old ones.
Maybe it's time to stop creating new gimmicks. Yeah. Maybe it's time to focus harder on the gameplay and focus harder on, you know, making sure you have a good, like, high quality game. And reuse the old gimmicks, just make them, you know, better, develop them.
And if you think about it, Megas does kind of go through the vein of what we were talking about before, saying, stop making new Pokemon, just rework old ones.
Yeah.
You have enough. Megas are that, you know? That's exactly what we talk about. It's just rework old ones, make them better versions of what they are.
Or I'd take compromise. I would say, you know, maybe make 25 new, maybe make 50 new Pokemon, and then do the other thing of like develop your older Pokemon, give them new evolutions, give them baby forms, like develop the story around all of these Pokemon, give them new Megas. Mega Aggron was there, Mega Sableye was there, Mega Manectric. Totally forgot about it. It wasn't
Intimidate
that great
on that one too.
Yeah.
No, what was nice about that was having a lightning rod in the beginning and then being able to switch over to Intimidate whenever you'd like.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
It was good, specifically probably better in doubles than it was in singles for you.
That's true. This wasn't I wasn't really playing VGC by this point. So
Lucario got adaptability, for instance. Yeah, that's a nuts amount of damage.
Mega Lucario was amazing. Mega Lopunny wasn't too much. Mega
Not
Metagross.
For you again. Mega Lopunny was competitive in VGC. Yes, it was.
No way. Wow.
Fastest fake out user and dealt with Mega Kangaskhan very well.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Mega Altaria. I totally forgot about Mega Banette.
Yeah, Dragon Fairy type Mega Altaria. Mega Banette. Well, you know what I like to do with Mega Banette at the time? I don't know if it still gets this, but at the time it had Psych Up. So you'd be able to run Psych Up with Prankster. And you'd hit Belly Drum with your Sidemon, hit Explosion, but Psych Up before they explode, and then it wouldn't hit you, and you'd be +6 and just Shadow Sneak things. Because Mega Banette had a
+6 Shadow Sneak. Wow.
Yeah, because hear me out. Mega Banette's attack stat was ridiculously high for absolutely no reason. So, because it was a Prankstermon, but for some reason, its attack was super high.
Really? Okay. So looking at this, Mega Banette's attack stat was 165.
Yeah. So that with a +6 Shadow Sneak obliterated everything.
That's more than like Fluttermane has special attack.
It makes no sense.
What?
Like, I don't know why it was this high, but it was.
Wow.
I think you forgot how good some of the Mega stats are. Take a look at Salamence, Mike. Because we haven't seen stats this high for a very long time.
Right. So Salamence, by the way, for those who are uninitiated, Salamence has a base stat total of 600, which is more than most Pokemon.
It's more than Roaring Moon.
Yeah. Mega Salamence had a base stat total of 700, and it was put in a lot of the right places. That Mega Salamence 145 attack, 120 speed, 130 defense, 90 special defense, 95 HP. Like it was bulky and it hit hard and it was fast.
Also, I know you did not play VGC
right
during ORAS, but check out Mega Rayquaza and you'll vomit.
Well, so was Mega Rayquaza like viable? Was it used?
Yeah. Wolf won with allowed? It at Worlds. Yeah. That was the Worlds he won with. It was that Pokemon.
Yeah, looking at that, base stat total 780. So you thought Mega Salamence was a lot. Mega Rayquaza, like, now, mind you, that's because its attack and its special attack were the same. It's both 180 in that, but like 180 is insane by itself.
Well, keep in mind, it's 180, and then you get Delta Stream, which boosts flying type moves, and then you get Dragon Ascent, which is a very strong base 150, 140?
120, yeah.
120 flying type move. And then on top of that, you're also allowed to hold an item with this one because he ate the Mega Stone instead.
Right, he ate it.
So you can Life Orb this thing too.
Wow.
Not a single stat it has goes below 100.
So when you use Dragon Ascent, it changes your Rayquaza into Mega Rayquaza and then attacks?
No.
No?
It comes on the field and Mega Evolves.
It does?
Yeah.
That's wild. Okay.
It's just there now. A base 120, 100 accurate move.
A dragon close combat. Well, and now that
it's a
there are a lot
close
of other
combat, yeah.
It's a yeah, you're right. It's a flying
move,
type close combat. And that's why you were thinking that it had higher attack stat than it did, because Delta Stream automatically made it like even better.
This thing is stupid.
This thing is really,
I think
really
people
good.
talk about power creep. Generation 6 to 7 had the biggest power creep you could ever talk of. We actually took a decrease the last couple of generations.
Now, hold on. I'm looking at Delta Stream. Before people shout at us in the comments, I'm looking at this thing. The Pokemon changes the weather so that no moves are super effective against flying type. Oh, wow. So Delta Stream just made it so it
you're not
didn't
4
take
times
super effective damage.
You're only 2 times. Yeah.
That's wild. I thought it was more of an offensive thing, but it's a defensive ability. That's cool.
It does boost flying moves, right? Am I wrong?
No,
Am I wrong?
Not for this one.
Oh, I might be wrong.
Wow.
It felt like it did in my brain.
It changes the weather. Is it a weather type thing? Yeah, it is.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. Does it override?
Yeah, it overrides Mega Groudon or Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre. Keep in mind, those exist too. Also, here's a thought. With Legends Arceus, we got Origin Palkia and Origin Dialga. And, Giratina Origin was the platinum version.
Mm-hmm.
In X and Y, we had Zygarde Complete. So this might imply that we're going to get a Yveltal Complete and a Xerneas Complete. They might be getting stronger.
There might be a second, hear me out on this one. There might be a second half to ZA where Mega Groudon and Mega Kyogre fought, or Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre fought, and they broke Lumiose so bad that they needed to go and rebuild Lumiose. And that's what the redevelopment project is. And that's when you bring in your Mega Rayquaza.
Caw. Mike was actually wrote the game.
I wrote the game, though.
You want to go over some of the Pokemon that were shown in the trailer?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, so someone that isn't us went in and compiled all the Pokemon that they actually did show, because although they didn't show any actual gameplay, they did show trailers, so we can probably go to assume that the Pokemon they showed in the trailers are going to be in the actual game. If they weren't, that would make not much sense. Mm-hmm. So we have the Arbok line, neat. We have the Raichu line. We have the Victory Bow line. Onix, which I guess implies Steelix, maybe.
Sure.
Starmie. Gyarados, which implies Mega Gyarados is at least probably going to be in that game.
Sure.
Eevee, which implies every Eevee.
And they actually did show 5 of those evolutions. They did 6, 7. Oh, they did. Yeah.
They showed a lot. Yeah.
They showed a lot. They only didn't show Sylveon, but to be fair, of course Sylveon's going to be in this game because that's where it first showed up.
No, they did show Sylveon too.
Oh,
did
they?
Yeah, I think it's at the bottom.
Yeah,
all the way
you're
at the
right,
bottom.
it is.
So yeah, evolutions.
Yes.
Pretty much.
All
they
of
might
them.
even introduce that new one that you were looking for.
I'm looking for it. I want it.
The Dragonite line, Unknown is here, fun. Whiscash, Absol, which is another Mega Pokemon, Hippowdon. We have Crocodile, Emolga, Talonflame, Pyroar, remember that guy. Florges, remember that one.
Oh yeah.
Go-Go, Furfrou. I feel like we haven't seen Furfrou in ages because it kind of sucks.
We truly didn't. Yeah.
Aegislash, which I'm really hoping they do give that one a Mega. That's such a fan favorite, man. You can't not give Aegislash a Mega. We got Sylveon, Hawlucha, another fan favorite, and then Klefki.
So here's the thing about this. I firmly believe that they could give every single one of the Pokemon that you have just listed a Mega form.
Yeah.
And it would blow my mind away, and I would be amazed by it. If they gave me a Mega Whiscash, I'd be down. If they gave me a Mega Talonflame or a Mega Go-Goat, I'm going to GameStop to pick up this game. Mega Furfrou, I can't believe they didn't do it.
I can't believe they haven't done Dragonite yet. Hello? That's so many people's favorite.
Arbok, Victory Bell, like the whole Team Rocket thing. Like, let's do it.
I think definitely Aegislash. Everyone said Flygon and Milotic were going to get it. They never got it. But I think Aegislash needs to get it.
I do wish they got it. I still wish they got it.
Hey, listen, there's still time. Apparently, there's still time. Maybe you think 13 years is enough to come up with the design?
I guess I do get hit with like a big wave of that nostalgia when I think about like, oh, but what are the Megas gonna be? Because when ORAS was coming out and they said that they were bringing in new Megas, I was losing my mind, my like early 20s mind. I couldn't believe that they were continuing that, making new designs of like my old favorites. It's like double nostalgia now, because I'm nostalgic for the time where I was nostalgic for the time as a kid. So, give me a Mega Unknown. Let's go. Just Mega Unknown is just the unknown symbol plus another unknown, but it's an exclamation mark.
Just make a whole sentence.
Yeah. Oh, it's 4 unknowns together. It
spells Mega.
Yeah.
Or make number unknowns 0 through 9. I like that.
Yeah, they never did unknown numbers.
Because it'd be a waste of data.
It sure would. Yeah. So, I mean, to ask the question, is Pokemon Legends ZA going to be competitive? Probably not. It's going to be a fun romp through Lumio City, and you're going to enjoy it, but you're probably not going to be able to bring those Pokemon into Scarlet and Violet. You're probably going to bring those Pokemon into the next Pokemon game because clearly they're already kind of looking to the future in that respect. So,
but 3 legends that are currently missing from SV.
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe
that might be maybe. No, probably not. Well, I mean, maybe
those 3 only.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So Pokemon with Delta Stream, that's fun.
Mega Rayquaza.
Sometimes I just look at things and I think they're great. What was I doing last week? First of all, episode 205. Undone's your sparse.
Yes.
Which I don't care. I love saying that, the title of that.
Undone sparse.
I asked the question, what do you think about hot dogs? Are they sandwiches? Which I think is just, I think maybe it was a cry for help. Maybe I was hoping that people would hijack the question, which a lot of people did.
What do you think about hot dogs?
What do you think about hot dogs?
Honestly, no, they're tacos.
You think that hot dogs are tacos?
Yeah. Are you willing to argue with me?
I'm willing
to
argue
tacos?
I
put chili on tacos, you put chili on hot dogs.
You do. I can put chili on beans and toast. Does that make that a taco?
I don't know. Is cereal soup?
Okay, so you don't ask that question to answer the first one. I think that a taco is a sandwich.
Do you think a taco is a sandwich?
I do.
What's
I think that
is a burrito a wrap?
Is a burrito a wrap? Yes, absolutely. A burrito
No.
a wrap.
Two completely different things. Even different tortillas.
Okay.
One's corn, one's flour.
I can make a sandwich out of sourdough or flatbread.
God dang, yes, you can.
Both of those are sandwiches. What do you think about hot dogs? So some people hijack the question.
Make a food podcast, huh?
But Steven gave a one-word answer, said no.
Thanks, Steven.
Evangeline came in, said no, but with a question mark. Joey, Vikram, all say no. Seabass McChop says no, it's a taco.
Thank you.
Can't be a sandwich because the bun wraps around the hot dog instead of being two separate pieces, sandwiching the hot dog together. To that I say, if you have a hot dog and you put it between two small pieces of bread, does that make it not a hot dog anymore? Is it a sandwich?
Okay, so what if you do this? You unfold the hot dog, right? You flatten it out, and you unfold another hot dog, you flatten it out, and then you put a roll of 4 hot dogs in the middle. What is that now? Is that
a monstrosity.
Is that a hot dog or a sandwich?
Alex used Splash says, so in the UK, we'd call that a bread roll, but we can't call it a sausage roll. Greg's sells sausage rolls. The rolls are referred to as a finger roll. So a sausage finger roll, hot dogs are cool. Yeah. I love the spiral that Alex used Splash went in there.
Sure did use a splash.
Yeah. Patches the Dro says, Dunsparce is my favorite Mon. Also assumed Grumpig was part ground until a year ago. Never ran it recently, Never ran it until recently,
Pigs love dirt. It should be part ground. I'm with you there.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, just give a little splash of dirt on the bottom, and it's a ground Mon. Didn't they do that? They did that with Diggersby.
That's another Pokemon that can use a Mega.
Sure.
Diggersby, though?
Just give it like gigantic fist ears.
Yeah, just make them bigger.
Yeah. A Geekson hijacked the question, said, I live in Australia and our biggest grocery store chain, Kohl's, is doing a Pokemon collaboration. Could be something to talk about on the show. Really? Okay, well, let me look this up. Kohl's Australia Pokemon. But meanwhile, I'll give you another question to respond to here. Nicholas says corn dogs are a sandwich. Hot dogs aren't.
Corn dogs are not a sandwich. Corn dog is a deep fried hot dog. Do you
Wait
deep fry your sandwiches?
like Pogos? Like, really?
Yeah.
No, that is not a sandwich, or is it?
It is cornbread. No, that's just cornbread batter.
Hold on. If I deep fry a sandwich and then stick a stick inside it. How many
sandwiches do you deep fry, Michael?
I've never deep fried a sandwich, but I'm saying that I could.
So it's more American than I am.
Yeah, that's fair.
I've deep fried an Oreo sandwich before. Those are delicious. Is an Oreo a sandwich?
I'm sorry, did you just call it an Oreo sandwich?
Is an Oreo not a sandwich?
Yeah. Yes. But to call it an Oreo sandwich is wrong. I then think of Oreos in the middle of a sandwich. So
are you implying that is wrong?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know where I am anymore. I can't access Kohl's from my location.
Guess we won't be talking about it.
Well,
listen, we tried.
Kevin, can you open this? Maybe they just don't like Canada. Can I open any Kohl's? No, I can't. I need a VPN. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah, I can.
Reddit. You can? Why do they like US?
I have a VPN open.
Let's see. Pokemon collab here in Australia with supermarket Kohl's. I'm looking on Reddit. A pack with this is like when they did the. Oh, it's not when they did the Oreo.
Oh, Pokemon Builders, Kohl's Builders Pokemon Edition have arrived. Okay.
Yeah,
get one free builder with $30 you spend. Oh, that's nice.
Oh. It's easy to spend $30 grocery shopping.
Yeah, what is AUD to USD?
About the same as Canadian.
Oh, is it actually?
I think so.
Oh, no, they're more expensive.
Oh.
Yeah, so 30 Australian dollars. Oh, wait, no, they're more cheap. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Is a 30 Australian dollars about 20 USD. It's a 3-to-1.
Wow, so you could just move to Australia and like go ham on coals.
And be absolutely fine, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look at you.
Except my flight there.
Yeah, that
part.
You would have to make a lot of videos to make that back up. Blake the Phone Ice says, I don't think they should be considered sandwiches for one reason. The meat is cylindrical. To that I say, have you ever had kielbasa? Have you ever had...
The meat is cylindrical.
I don't know. Like pepperoni.
Technically, it's not a cylinder.
Pepperoni
it has flat
in there.
ends.
I guess that does imply that you're chopping up the hot dog. And at that point, I don't think it's a hot dog. It's a sausage. Then you're kind of making a sausage roll sandwich.
Do you put ketchup on your mac and cheese?
No.
You should try it. It's good.
No.
I will die on that hill. It's good.
It's it's a chicken parm. Almost. You just need to...
I just need any type of protein. No, it's not.
Macaroni and cheese, ketchup, and nuggets. Is that a chicken parm?
Oh, Italian Pokésports fan base now just hit an all-time low.
All-time low. Everybody
they all got
unsubbed.
mad and left.
They're gone. Never gonna see them again. This is also when we do a very, very hard pivot to just coming up with fun food things that will 100% get you sick. Fun food ideas.
This is starting to devolve into a preach, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Why is it Pokemon ZA? Why is it Pokemon ZA and not just Pokemon Z?
Is it Pokemon ZA? They want to be a little spicy.
Pokemon.
I don't know, man. Because if they called it Pokemon AZ, everyone would be like, oh, I know what this is about. It's been 3,000 years.
Are we finally going to get our our AZ Floette that has been released in the game, but undistributed for 13 years?
I want to know so much more about that story and about that man.
That's what the Z was supposed to be for.
Pokemon.
Who is that man?
Black, White, Black 2, White 2, and X and Y did such a good job at character development.
Mm-hmm.
N and as AZ, those are like characters that will stay in my mind until the day that I draw my last breath at the ripe old age of 43.
It's been 3,000 years.
Yes. And I'm here for it, and I want to know more about that, and I will be very sad if I don't get any of that in New Legends.
There's no way. There's no listen. ZA AZ. This isn't rocket science here, Michael. He'll be there somewhere. He has to be. He has literally been alive for 3,000 years. Who's to say he can't live for another 3,000?
I have held out so much hope. They haven't done an iota of mentioning him in the past 10 years. But who is he, though?
What is he? He's
Albert
just a homeless guy.
I want to see Albert Zemeckis.
Is that his actual name?
No, definitely not.
Okay,
no,
okay.
It is not. It's Robert Zemeckis, but Albert.
Yeah. AZ has to be here somewhere.
Yeah. So I should mention this now before all of the people stop listening 30 minutes ago. But we're not going to be doing a podcast next week. Let me just drop that information.
We should say that. Don't expect us here next week.
Yeah. I apologize for that, but I am going to be in Florida. Yeah.
And remember the days we used to do like a whole pre-recorded podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not doing that again.
No,
it didn't make any sense.
It didn't make any sense then and doesn't make any sense now, and we're both very busy people. So we'll do it again when we have time.
We'll be here the week after. Don't
exactly.
leave. Exactly.
Yeah. So anyway, I think that's a pretty good time to end the podcast, right?
Yeah.
We're good.
That's about your commute, right?
Yeah.
Did you get to where you have to go?
Are you there yet?
Are you there yet?
Wow, that's so self-aware. I don't know how comfortable I am with how self-aware that just got. You're doing one of two things right now, I believe. You're either, maybe three. You're either playing Pokemon Showdown, you're driving, or you're trying to get to sleep. And I think in all three of those situations, maybe four, are you there yet? And if you happen to be in a place where you can do something about it, if you enjoy this podcast, do something about it. Either a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts would be great. Going over to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Pokésports, where you can see a lot of Kevin and not as much me play Pokemon. That would be so great. Go and subscribe over there. It always helps out. And of course, you can go to our Patreon, patreon.com/Pokésports, where you can see the video preach of this. You can see extra battles. You can see this podcast in all of its glory.
Yes. Check out our merch store. We have shirts.
Sure. If you want even more things to do, you can go to Pokésports.org. Did you know that was a thing? If you didn't, all of that is on Pokésports.info. Just type Pokésports in your search bar and just see what happens.
Click everything you can.
Click all of the buttons. Anyway, we'll see you in 2 weeks, to which I can only imagine there will be something in the competitive space.
The end.
The end.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.